I never cared much for moonlit skies. I never winked back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on the mistletoe. But now, when you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. Used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. That's a four-alarm fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the light. I'm beginning to see the light. Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 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 I'm beginning to see the light. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 is sort of like a whistle, but it's a lower pitched whistle. That's an amazing song. That's Duke Ellington. The Duke. Was that his nickname? It should have been. That song is by a gaggle of people. Um, Richard, thank you for staying up past your bedtime. Nuro, Geezer, nice. You didn't miss the first tune. That was it. I never winked back at fireflies. I never winked back. Back in the day, I used to not wink back at fireflies because I wasn't in that romantic mood. But now, due to you, in the romantic vein of the song, everything has changed. So now I even think bugs are flirting with me. I wink back at fireflies. The lyrics are amazing. All right, that song is by a whole bunch of people. Um, the song is from 1944. It's Duke Ellington. The words and music are by Don George, Johnny Hodges, Duke Ellington, and Harry James. Now, okay, I don't think I looked up Don George. Um, but Johnny Hodges was a saxophonist, an alto saxophonist who lived to 63 years of age, I believe, and he passed away in 1970. He was a member of Duke Ellington's orchestra, Johnny Hodges. So he was one of the writers of those words and music. And he was known as Rabbit. Apparently, Rabbit was his nickname, Johnny Hodges. And this is all according to Wikipedia. Wikipedia. So why was he known as Rabbit? So there was some lore that it was from outrunning the truant officers, but apparently that was not true. What it really was that he was known as a kid for eating tomato and lettuce sandwiches. So they called him Rabbit because he ate vegetable sandwiches. So that's nice. Um, okay, Harry James. This is what's wild. This guy, Harry James, whom I had never heard of. That's my problem. That's not his problem. Harry James, who was born in St. Louis in 1916 and died at the, oh, no, I got it wrong. That's his wife. Sorry. Harry James lived a nice long life. Harry James lived from 1916. He was born in Albany, Georgia. He died in Vegas in 83. Harry James was a trumpet player, a band leader, and he was one of the writers of that song also, writer, composers. And he was a band leader. Apparently, giant career. Took a little hiatus for a couple of years. Broke up his band, but then for the last 35 years of his life was a successful band leader. Harry James. But here's what's interesting, among other things. Harry James had 3 wives, not at the same time, but his longest marriage was was 22 years. He was married to Betty Grable. Betty Grable, who had famous legs. Now, I don't really know who I mean, I know the name, of course. She's one of the giant movie stars of the middle of the 20th century, but I don't really know her. I don't know anything much about her. Now I know she was married to, among other people, Harry James. So then I was looking at Betty Grable's husbands, and one of them was it just keeps going around. So so Betty Grable was married twice. She only lived to 56. Born in St. Louis, passed away in Santa Monica. She did pass away, as they say. Her first husband, a brief marriage of just 2 years, was to Jackie Coogan. Okay, who's Jackie Coogan? I didn't know who Jackie Coogan was. The name might have rung a faint and distant bell, carried on a zephyr across the bay. That sort of faint bell. But Jackie Coogan was the kid in the Chaplin movie, The Kid. Born in Los Angeles, died in Los Angeles. Lived from 1914 to 1984. Jackie Coogan, the Kid. But he wasn't just known as the Kid. He then had a very long acting career. And Jackie Coogan was Uncle Fester on the Addams Family TV show. It's unbelievable, that character, Uncle Fester. She had a very long, prolific acting career. Oh, he was born, Jackie Coogan was born into a family of vaudevillians. His father was a dancer and his mother had been a child star. So I guess he was destined for it. Jackie Coogan. Wild. It also says that Jackie Coogan's 1938 lawsuit paved the way for laws protecting child entertainers' money. So I guess, I didn't read the article, but my supposition is that Jackie Coogan might not have been remunerated sufficiently for his work on Chaplin's The Kid. Maybe it had to do with residuals or something like that. Anyway, this song opened up a can of worms. All right, just to give him his due, let's see who the other writer of that song was. Don George. Let's see who Don George was. Don George. Da, 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 da. Oh my God, Don George, American lyricist of popular music, lived from 09 to 87. So maybe he made it almost to 80 years old. His songs include The Yellow Rose of Texas. So Don George. So this song had a quartet of composers. Da 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 da. I'm beginning to see the light. Yes. Hello, Mom. Hello, Mobius. Hello, Neurogeezer. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Richard. Hello. Yes, go vegan. Woohoo. Hello. Wow. Got a little pollen in my my throat, I think. Movement.vote, the Movement Voter Project. Movement Voter Project. www.movement.vote. Okay, so I had 3 songs in mind for tonight's show. That was one of them. And I decided to put them in the order of the kind of evolution of a relationship, because I'm beginning to see the light is like the start of a relationship. This is a person reevaluating all of their priorities and their way of experiencing the world because of this new flame in their life. But now when you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. Okay, so that's the beginning of the relationship. The next song is a middle, very much a middle of the relationship. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the ties that bind. Let me do that again. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. That's weird because the rhyme is light and night, but right before that the word is day in both of those. It sounds a little funny. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that I'm right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. There's no bridge, there's no B section to this tune. It's just 5 verses. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my pants up with a piece of twine. Okay, that's good. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I'm going to do that last verse again. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, 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 I walk the line. So I had to look up. I was just curious, what does that mean? Well, in the last song, I'm beginning to see the light. I looked up afterglow because afterglow has a lot of different meanings. But in that song, the guy just, it seems like he wasn't particularly interested in sunsets until he met her. Now he's become a romantic. Afterglow is this meteorological phenomenon. Right after sunset, apparently you get this particular color of red or rose in the sky. But of course, it can be a lot of other things. Um, so in this one, I had to look up, what does that phrase mean? I'll keep the ends out for the tie that binds. So the tie that binds is marriage. So this is a sort of middle of the relationship. This is a middle of the relationship song. The tie that binds is marriage. But he's playing with the metaphor. I'll keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Someone in a comment thread from like 10 years ago says that it has to do with like when you're harvesting, when you're picking cotton and you're baling the cotton, something about the way the machine works, you got to leave the ends out for the tie to get bound in a successful way. In any case, what I learned is that in 56, 56, apparently Johnny Cash wrote this song backstage and he had just gotten married. So he's talking about ways to be faithful. Um, I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. So he's keeping his eyes open maybe for temptation to not fall into it. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. For you, I know I'd even try to turn the tide. That's nice. I walk the line. Okay, that was the middle of the relationship. Okay, this is the aftermath. The next song is there must be a lot of breakup songs, but this one is way after. This is after the breakup. Actually, this doesn't have to be that long after the breakup. This is in the phase of having some nostalgia for the relationship, for the relationship that's no longer going on. Kathy says, "See Ring of Fire. He fell into adultery." Um, so what can one say about that? Well, one could say that if you're writing a song about how you're going to be faithful, that might suggest that maybe you have a tendency to not be faithful, and therefore you have to put so much energy into thinking about it. It's like that idea of protesting too much. You can also just be faithful and not do a song about it. So. Oh, Wichita Lineman. Yeah, I listened to that a few weeks ago when someone suggested it. It's not Glenn Campbell, it's another guy, but that's another good one, I think. Okay. This is post, this is after the relationship. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through in that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing. Oops, I screwed up that chord. Wishing well. Let me try that again. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. Oh, my lighting got all screwed up. Okay, things are falling apart. That's what happens. The relationship falls apart. The technical falls apart. The fingering on the chords falls apart. We went into a kind of Bermuda Triangle there for a moment. Verse 2. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay, I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is through. No, not when the night is through, when the night is new. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. Yes, Mobius. Entropy. Things fall apart. Things move inexorably in the direction of chaos. The widening gyre. Things fall apart. Everything flies into the walls as the house spins. Like that ride in the county fair that just spins really fast and it just throws you against the wall. I never went into that one because I never did that ride because I wasn't interested in recreational puking. That was never a thing on my to-do list. Speaking of to-do lists, I never liked that phrase bucket list. Bucket list, to me, I really honestly misunderstood the origin of that term. I thought bucket list had something to do with puking. Like, I don't know how that would have made sense, but it was like the thing. I mean, I know it has to do with kicking the bucket, which is just a ridiculous phrase, I think. So things to do before you kick the bucket, your bucket list. I guess I don't like the phrase, but I always thought it had to do with something to do with puking in a bucket. I guess because maybe the bucket list, some of those activities are things like jumping out of an airplane, like skydiving is on a lot of people's bucket lists. And skydiving, I think, probably sometimes includes tossing your cookies. I'll be looking at the moon. Oh, that's the song. That's the song, I mean, that's the poem, the Yeats, yeah, The Second Coming, The Widening Gyre. It's about the bird of prey, that trained hawk. Is it a hawk? I think it's a hawk. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. So yeah, the thing is, it's a nice sentiment. When you've lost someone you love, either because they've left you for somebody new, or they've jumped out of an airplane and their parachute didn't open, or they went out to get a carton, the proverbial carton of milk, and you never heard from them again. Or maybe you kicked them out. It could even be that you kicked them out, but nevertheless, one can experience that thing of just seeing the person everywhere. You can see your dearly departed, whether they've departed to the next county or the next life, the next plane of existence. You can see them everywhere. You can see them. I remember in college, after a breakup, whenever I would see a particular car, it was the car that she had driven. I just remember that experience of seeing that model and color of car. And that it was just like seeing her. Or the street where she lived. That's another tune, of course. Not a breakup song, but that's more of a hopeful beginning of the relationship song. But yeah. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. Okay, that song, Words and Music by Irving Kahal and Sammy Fine. Irving Kahal, Oh, that's a good point. Belle Lune. Um, appropriate for Memorial Day. Yeah. A weekend to think about ones we've lost. Absolutely. Okay, let's look up Irving Kahal. Kahal is a community in Hebrew, so I guess he's a Jewish guy, but not on Wikipedia. As I pointed out, no one on Wikipedia is Jewish. They just come from Jewish, mysterious Jewish backgrounds. Here we go. Irving Kahal. He was a popular American song lyricist in the 20s and 30s, best remembered for his collaborations with composer Sammy Fine. Sammy Fine is spelled F-A-I-N. Their collaboration lasted 16 years until Kahal's death. Oh my gosh. Irving Kahal, or I don't know how you say it, maybe it's Kahal. Irving Kahal was born in Hootsdale, Pennsylvania, and he only lived to 38. He died in 1942 in New York, New York. Where the heck is Hootsdale? It sounds like a place near like northeast where my family, part of my family came from. Hootsdale. Hootsdale. Nope, it's out there near Pittsburgh. Okay. All right, so he was from Hootsdale. Irving Kahal or Kahal, and then his partner Sammy Fine. Let's look up Sammy Fine. Sammy Fine. Oh, he lived a long, long life. So after his writing partner passed away, he kept going. Sammy Fine lived to like 87. Yeah, from New York, passed away in L.A. Sammy Fine, 1920s and 30s. He contributed numerous songs to the Great American Songbook. Son of a cantor. He was the son of a cantor. Wow. So it's like that Al Jolson, Neil Diamond thing. Let a smile be your umbrella, he wrote with Kahal. I'll be seeing you. Oh, that old feeling. He then, so Fine went on to write that old feeling. Yeah, so Fine's name was Feinberg. He changed the name and the spelling. I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. All right, that was oh, Richard. Yeah, so this guy's spelled F-A-I-N, but originally it was Feinberg, F-E-I-N. All right, so that's a little triptych of a relationship. The hopeful, excited beginnings, the middle part with vows of fidelity, and the final chapter of nostalgia. What did I want to discuss? Oh, so the sharks, right? So I've been swimming a lot here, and I always here at the end of Cape Cod, which have become some of the sharkiest waters in the world. But until the summer, you really don't have to worry about it because the sharks don't like the cold water, so they stay down south. And there's an app called Sharktivity, and I really like Sharktivity. You can look on Sharktivity and see exactly where the sharks have been sighted, both by people and also electronically sighted, because a lot of the sharks have tags in them, so you can see exactly where and when they were. So right now, they're down in the Gulf and around Florida and creeping their ways up to Georgia, the Carolinas, etc. But Kirsten just told me tonight that they're actually here already. So it's still May. The water's still in the low 50s, and there have been some sightings. So they're here, but just a couple of them. But here's what I was thinking, because Kirsten was saying, I don't want to get eaten by a shark, and I said, why? That's a great way to go. That's you're you're dying, and you're knowing that someone really, really wants you. It's kind of a nice being devoured by a creature that's that hungry for you. It's kind of nice. Anyway, thank you, Mobius, for the ha ha ha. Yeah, I thought so. It's a good way to go. Who knows? It could be painful. Mac the Knife. That's a good song. I'm going to see if I can do that on the ukulele. Mac the Knife. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the No-Show. This is the No-Show for Saturday night, May 25th. I think it's the 25th. Yeah. Saturday night, May 25th. I'm supposed to do my taxes. I'm on extension. I got to do it tomorrow. I thought I did it. I did it early this year in January. I was already collecting all the receipts and getting it ready. But then it turned out I didn't finish it. So I'm almost done. So tomorrow, that's it. Please, just send me good vibes tomorrow. Good bookkeeping vibes. I just need to do a solid hour. I can bang it out. Yes, Mobius, it's true. I do have till October, but for the sake of my accountant, he needs it. So, I mean, pay the estimated. Welcome to Tax Talk. All your tax questions answered in song. What else did I need to discuss today? Okay, I'll save those topics for tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be loving you always with a love that's true always. When the things you've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's when I'll be there always. Not just for an hour, not just for a day, not just for a year, but always. Not just for an hour, not just for a day, not just for a year, but always. Always, always. Well, you had a good day at the farmer's market. That's great. Thank you for the good accounting vibes. Wishing everybody with all their challenges, physical, spiritual, emotional, wishing everybody strength. If you have any plastic or metal body parts, I hope they are doing well and holding up. I feel like they hold up even longer than the ones that Mother Nature gave us. Once you have a piece of, like, I don't know, synthetic whatever, I think those things last. That's my feeling. They last always. By the way, so there was that trio of songs about the beginning, middle, and end of a relationship, and then always. That's a nice in that context. That song that's a relationship that just that endures. That's a nice one. So, thanks, Irving Berlin. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, plastic is durable. Kathy, you have some steel in your spine. Wow, very nice. Oh, metaphorical steel. Very nice. All right, everybody, be happy, be healthy, rest up. We got a lot to do on the show tomorrow night.